one and all, to a spirit showdown. I am devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E., here to give a showdown between Aperol and Campari, a battle of the bitter liqueurs. So, folks, as you probably noted, I failed to give a grade on my first ever taste test of Aperol and Campari. That is because you always save the best for last, and it's here at the showdown between the Italian bitter liqueurs from one American's perspective. So we've got Aperol Campari. We're gonna take one more taste of both, and then I'm gonna grade them as a liqueur and as a mixer on, of course, the 5-star scale. So we move out of the subjective and a bit more into the super scientific, undisputed K.O.E. 5-star scale. Recognized the world over. So let's start off with the nose on each. Thick orange candy for the Aperol. Minty herbs and spices and roots, and like, this is very complex. I would even recommend this for somebody that might have some reason that they're having a hard time tasting things, like if they for some reason have limited use of their tongue as a tasting instrument. I would recommend this because it's so powerful and overwhelming. I have a feeling that even people in that instance would be able to experience something from this, because it's so overwhelming and it creeps, like I can taste it on my tongue smelling it. But there is just this slight mouthwash quality to the nose that, like, when I smell it, first thing I think of, like, it just first thing that pops in my head, and I gotta report that. So let's do the Campari. There's some orange on the front, and then, as I've said in my previous video, yep, there it is. The bitterness is creeping, and almost to the tip of my tongue, which is interesting. That's interesting of note, if nothing else, the fact that it can deliver an oddly unique yet uniform tasting experience. So I can see why, if you cocktail this with things, this could yield some interesting results. Now, hang on. Might need a bit of a palate cleanser. A little bit of water. All right. Aperol. I'll be honest, this is just a more delightful nose. It's floral candied oranges. And I'm just gonna be frank, that's just a delight to have on your tongue every second. The only time the bitterness hits is when you open your mouth and the oxygen hits your mouth. That's when the bitterness actually hits. So quite interesting. But I'm just gonna have to be frank with you folks. That is just dessert in a glass. Like, there's no other way to put that. So as I said, we will grade these as a liqueur and as a mix. So a liqueur is something that you would drink alone. You could drink it neat, on the rocks, pretty basic mixes, just with soda, really nothing more. And then the other will be as a mix to how you think it would go in, how I think it would go in much, much more complicated drinks. So as a liqueur, standalone, Campari on a 5-star scale, I am unfortunately going to give 1.5 stars. It's a very acquired taste for standalone. It was not as enjoyable to me. I'll be honest with you. I gotta be frank. But I will get to a little bit more of that later. But as I said, I think if you know somebody that is having difficulty tasting things for whatever reason, or even if you're just plugged up, you will experience quite a bit with this. The Aperol as a standalone liqueur. I'm going to give 2.75, actually. I could drink this by itself. I do suspect between these two, yes, if I had to drink them by itself, I'd go through this entire bottle first. Now, in terms of cocktail, as a cocktail mixer, the Campari, I'm actually going to kick it up to 3 stars. Because I think this, as I said, it's unique yet uniform palette presentation. If you know how to mix with it, you can do some interesting and dangerous things with this. And by dangerous, I mean making drinks that will slide down way too easily. Uh-oh. Losing power. Well, that is why you're here, folks. Wow. Oh, well, welcome fucking back. Jesus. Okay. That was fucking freaky. Just lost fucking power for a little while, folks. And you heard the fucking alarm. Well, apologies. The entire town lost power for a second while I was right in the middle of recording this. So, Campari, giving it 3 stars as a mix. Now, Aperol. As a mixer, I'm gonna give it 3.75. This is good stuff. I cannot recommend this enough. But well, folks, I'm going to wrap this up because I do want to kind of poke my head out the door and make sure everything's all right. But as much as Campari, you have such an amazing and illustrious history, but there is no doubt or dispute. Aperol, you are the K.O.E. Nation heavyweight champion of the Italian bitter liqueurs. So, yes, Aperol, take a bow. Yes. Campari, you did well, and you got an amazing history, and I will be using this much more in the future. But folks, raise a glass of whatever you got, and as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, this has been my review of the head-to-head matchup of Aperol versus Campari. Let me know in the comments section if you agree, disagree. What are some of your favorite drinks to make with both of them? And I'll probably make it. Let me know. If there's something you want to see me make it, just let me know in the comments section, and there'll probably be a video about it, folks. I mean, I aim to please the K.O.E. Nation. So please, like, share, subscribe. Keep your eyes on this space for all of your K.O.E. content. Catch you later, folks.